Here we go. It's going to be another wordy one, and this is the three different types of ketosis diets. Three different types of ketosis diets. First one, everyone knows the SKD, then there's the TKD, and there's the CKD. And those last two are your sort of windows into the land of carbohydrates within ketosis. More will be revealed in the video. This will be another wordy one with lots of maths and lots of numbers in the bottom corner. Don't really know where it's going to go. Mostly because the video seems to mirror itself when I load it. So if you haven't watched last week's video, this week's going to cover pretty much what I covered last week, just minus a little bit of information. This is going to be mostly the maths part of last week's video, reiterated and a bit more accurate. It's going to come in handy, trust me, it makes more sense later on when we get to CKD. So, first things first, the standard ketosis diet, everyone knows it, low carb, high fat, blah 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 blah. 65% fat, 5% carbs, 30% protein. Let's say I weigh 175 pounds. Which I did before this weekend, but that'll come out next week's video. The way it works is if you're 175 pounds, for example, if you want to lose weight, you times your weight by 12 to get the amount of calories you need. If you want to maintain your weight, times it by about 15, and if you want to gain weight, I usually set it around times 17. So you can take it lower than 12, you can take it higher than 17, obviously. I found that timesing it by 12 for me works well as a number to give me enough energy to get through whatever I'm doing, and also enough that I am losing weight gradually. If you weigh 200 pounds and you do 200 times 12 and you get down to say like 160 and you're not losing any weight, that's because you've not then decided to adjust the calories with your weight. Helps, trust me. I've done it before. Yeah, not smart, just sound it. So yeah, a few times 175 by 12, you get 2,100. 2,100 calories, how many calories I'm on at the moment. A magical number. You're also going to need for this to know your body fat percentage. Now, the way I usually work it out is I look online at pictures. I don't have one of them fancy ass calipers, and I really can't be arsed getting it properly, accurately done. I'm not whacking my t-shirt off in front of someone. It's not easy when you've got a lot of loose skin. I'm going to estimate, say, 10%, which is probably being very nice to myself, but I don't give a shit right now, it's just for maths purposes. So, 175, 10% of 175 is 17.5. 175 take away 17.5 is 157.5. That gives you your lean body mass. You're going to need this to work out your proteins at this point. You'll also need it later on. We'll come back to that. So, if you're not doing any exercise, you want 0.7 to 0.8 grams per body pound. If you're sort of lightly active, you want 0.9 to 1 gram of protein per lean body pound of mass. Anyway, if you're highly active, 1.1 to 1.2. Now you notice the numbers are slightly different. Basically, I fudged them last week. It was 0.7 to 0.8, 0.8 to 1, 1 to 1.2. I've just decided to sort of bridge the gap in between. It just seemed easier for me. So I reckon I'm pretty highly active. I work out 7 days a week. I do very heavy training with high intensity cardio either side. Full body split, so I'm not just working like half my body, I'm working the whole shebang. I'm going to go with the lower end, 1.1 instead of 1.2, mostly because I like the number that it rounds to. 157.5 times 1.1 is 173, which if you round up, in my case, is 175, which is exactly how many pounds I am. So if you're eating 5% of your calories in carbs, you want to times 2100 by 0.05%, which comes out at 105 calories. 105 calories divided by 4 calories in every carbohydrate gram, every gram of carbohydrates, which gives you 26.25. I'm going to round that down to 25 and call it 100 calories. So, you're going to take your 175 grams of protein, times it by 4, which is 700, plus 100 is 800, take 800 from 2100, it's a lot of hundreds, is 1300, 1300. 1300 divided by 9 is 144.44444444, so we'll call it 145. That's how many grams of fat I'm going to get in a day. So it's 175 grams of protein, 25 grams of carbs, 145 grams of fat. So that's your macros done for the base of the diet. Also works out your lean body mass. These two diets that I'm going to cover now is it's your way of having carbs on this diet. Yeah, carbs on the keto diet anyway. So the control of these is key. Making sure everything's done right is what's going to make this successful and is what's going to help you. Now this is something I recommend for people who are doing like sprinting, marathons, or like really heavy lifting. It's essential for making those gains. Basically it's the way of putting glycogen back in the muscles, forcing yourself to turn those proteins into, well, gains. It also gives you a lot more energy throughout whatever you're doing, running, cycling, weightlifting, in my case. So the first one I'm going to cover is my favourite. Now I call it my favourite, I don't know why. I call it my favourite because I haven't really done a CKD, which is what I'm doing at the moment, which will come out in videos to come, I promise. So you can do this from day one, but I'd recommend you wait a couple of weeks, at least a week, just to make sure that you're fully in ketosis, make sure everything is rolling as it should be. You can wait 4 to 6 weeks till you're fat adapted to do it, just for ease of mind. That way you know that it's a lot easier for the body to get back into ketosis if you eat these carbs. So the basic gist of it is carbs pre and post workout. Now the way this is you can take 25 to 50 grams of carbs pre and post, not pre or post, pre and post, so up to 100 grams, split evenly either side. An easy way to do this is to have a shake using dextrose, which is basically sugar. I tend to have these as a protein shake with protein. Yes, I have notes on how much I like the flavour on the back of it. I am sad. You can also, if you're feeling exceedingly brave and you know you're doing a lot of workout, you can take an intro workout. This is Extend Endurance, which is basically BCAAs with some carbs in it. Now, I recommend you try and aim for about 100. So say there's 50 grams of carbs in your intro workout, 25 before, 25 after makes 100. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of dextrose with whey before and after, with whatever in the middle. I tend to do this sort of as a almost recomposition sort of type thing. So I add the carbs to what I eat. So if I'm having 100 grams of carbs, it's an extra 400 calories that day. So instead of 100, I'll have 500 that day. This is because I'm doing like strength training and I want to gain strength and gain a bit of mass. But it also means that I'm still in a slight deficit on those days, but not a massive one. So I've got the extra energy and it'll power me through, but I'll also be losing fat really slowly. Bear that in mind. So take it with protein, which is what I recommend. That way you're pushing the protein into your muscle with all the glycogen as it goes in. Now I usually use dextrose, as you've just seen, but I have managed to use like biscuits, chocolate, milk. Milk's one of the good ones. I usually do milk, dextrose and whey. Chocolate is another one that I almost always use. I'm also going to do some experiment to see if you can use like yogurt or stuff like that. That'll be way in the future, trust me, it's coming. Slow down. So, let's move on to the third one. The third one being the most complex, probably. So I hope you're sitting there and you're ready for this. So it's a TKD. The TKD is the targeted. You target your carbs around your workout. So next is the CKD, the cyclical or cycling ketosis diet. Doesn't mean you go cycling. You can if you want, whatever floats your boat. Anyway, you cycle carbs. It's almost like having a refeed at the end of a week. Well, the most standard sort of breakdown is a 5 on, 2 off. So 5 on ketosis, so Monday through Friday, and then 2 off Saturday, Sunday. Which is the way I'm doing it as I'm experimenting with it at the moment. So you want to get into ketosis. As per usual, look into my previous videos, the shopping for ketosis, the quick way into ketosis, and last week's video about the SKD diet. Now you're going to want to do this for 2 to 3 weeks, plus the 1 week of getting into it. So you're looking for about 4 weeks minimum. I usually go 4 to 6 to get completely fat adapted, as it's called, where your body prefers fat to carbs and it will just burn fat as soon as it gets the chance to. So you can, at this point, use the TKD diet for those 4 to 6 weeks. Just make sure that you know you're going to be on point. Stick to the lower half, the 25 grams. I'm going to do an example now. I'm going to show you how to do the maths and the macros for it, provided you're the same weight and body fat as me, because fuck a lot of you, I'm not doing an individual one for every different body weight and percentage. That would be a lot of videos. So from Monday to Friday, you want to do your normal life on ketosis. You also want to incorporate some weight training. Try and get your whole body in that time. So I tend to, during the week, I do a chest day, which also I do light bench and arms, and then I do legs and squats, and then I do shoulders and traps, which also is a bit of back and all that sort of little bits. And then obviously on the weekend I do my heavy bench and chest and back / deadlifts. Step 1, Monday through Friday, regular SKD, strict as fuck. Saturday, step 2, 5 hours before the workout you're going to do, which is sort of, people like to do a depletion workout, so you use everything. Just make sure you concentrate on compound movements. So if you're doing chest, don't fanny around with like pec deck and cable flies and isolating the chest. Do some stuff like bench press, dips, things that are going to use you in like at least a good portion of your body. I also like to throw in the cardio before and after, just to make sure that you're warming up properly, and also so that you're using your legs and your core a bit. 5 hours before this workout, you want to get 25 to 50 grams of carbs in, mostly sugars, so the sort of thing you would do on the TKD diet, so milk protein shake with dextrose or whatever. You want to have a little bit of fat and a little bit of protein with this 25 to 50 grams of carbs. So the next step is 1 to 2 hours before, usually I go 1 hour. You want 25 grams of glucose and 25 grams of fructose, which can be like, I don't know, melt some chocolate and dip some strawberries in. Who gives a fuck? Get a bit kinky with it. Step 3, do the workout. Hit it hard, hit it fast, deplete yourself completely. Don't give a shit if that means that you're then going to go out and do some more squats after your bench, after your deadlifts, I don't give a fuck. So a good example for this is things like burpees. Like I said, I don't particularly buy into the depletion thing too much. I do obviously do a lot of compound movements, so it doesn't really bother me so much. I know I'm getting it all in. So we're going to move on to the macros. And for this you're going to need to know your lean body mass. So mine was 157.5. Oh, I did it again. Right, I swear to God if it doesn't film everything this time, you're getting a half-finished video and you're going to like it. First thing we're going to do is work out the carbs. So you want 4.5 for every lean pound of body mass. 4.5 grams of carbs for every lean pound of body mass. So 157.5 times 4.5 is 708.75, times that by 4, and it's 2,835 calories. So you want to eat at a ratio of 70, 15, 15, 70 being your carbs, 15 being protein and 15 being fat. 2,835 divided by 70 and times by 100 is 4,050 calories. 4,050 times 0.15, which is 15%, and then divide that by 9, because there's 9 grams of fat in every, there's 9 calories in every gram of fat. 67.5 grams of fat. So you want the same amount of calories again, 607.5 calories. Divide that by 4, that's how many calories are in a gram of protein, and you get 151.875. Oh god, the battery warning just come up again. Just to reiterate, 4,050 calories, 708.75 grams of carbs, 67.5 grams of protein, and 151.875 grams of protein, 67.5 grams of fat. So that's the first 24 hours. You want to eat some high glycemic carbs, such as like white rice, don't know why I picked this up, white pasta, white potatoes, sugary things, just sort of like the sort of unclean bro foody kind of diet. You know what I mean? Like bro foods being like sweet potatoes, whole wheat, stuff like that. So you want to not eat those things. Just sort of some quick sort of stuff. So sugars, chocolates, biscuits, yogurts, milk. That's quite good. So yeah, white rice, white pasta. Oh, I've also got fruit and beets. For some weird reason, I've written beetroot on that list here in my notes. Day 2. Day 2, you want to break it down to 60 carbs. Sorry. Day 2, you want to break it down to 60% carbs, 25% protein, and 15% fat again. So, working on a 2.3 gram of carbs per lean pound basis, you're going to times 157.5 by 2.3, which is going to give you 362.5 grams. Times that by 4 for your calories is 1449 calories worth of carbs. 1449 divided by 60, because it's 60% of your daily macros times by 100 is 2,415. Keep it up. 2,415 times 0.25 and divided by 4 is 150.9. So I'm going to call it 151 grams of protein, which is 604 calories. So 2,415 divided by times by 0.15 divided by 9 is 40.25 grams of fat, which is 362.25 calories worth of fat. So it's the last day, you want to eat it low glycemic, so we're talking sweet potatoes, brown rice, whole wheat pasta, shit like that. Whole wheat wraps. Eat your greens, get your berries in. If you're going to have fruit, you want berries. Once all that's done, and you've stuck to those macros and you've been really good, it's time to restart Monday, jump back into ketosis. Now, this is where I like to implement the quick way into ketosis video I did. So you wake up in the morning, jump straight in, no food, full on, bite the pillow, going in dry. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Leave me something to read in the messages down below. I'll include the links for everything that's relevant in the description, including the links to my videos that will come in handy for this video. Could have just done all in 1 hour long video probably. So yeah, hopefully people are finding these series quite helpful. Next week I'm going to do something slightly different, something I've never done before, something I'm experimenting with, which I literally did yesterday. So I'm actually now, instead of recording on the Tuesday night and uploading on the Wednesday, which isn't true, mostly true, I'm going to be recording a week before, so if things are a bit weird, just roll with it, especially if you follow me on anything else. Which also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.